What's happening, everybody? I am the Bald King Nostalgic, and this is SlickBlast RapCast. Um, it was a pretty cool, spontaneous day today, as the man has been a cornerstone community guy for Detroit, and he's been representing the bloodline, as he is the uncle of the legendary Dilla, basically hip hop's producer's favorite producer. I mean, Dilla is a legend, as we all know. Shout out to David. What's going on? And we're gonna have him on, so it should be a treat. We're just gonna chop it up. He loves baseball, so we could talk a little bit of baseball and talk about his baking skills and all that good stuff. So it'll be a treat. So I will send the brother an invite. All right. All Things Funky, DJ Daryl D. What's going on, my brother? Shout out to you, Gem Fam, fellow Gem Head. Good brother. All right. Dun, dun, boom, 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 boom. So Uncle Herm has been doing a lot of great things for the community, and it should be a nice one today, this evening. Started a little late, as I'll be doing earlier shows too, just to that way people can be awake, right? And Scorpio, what's going on, man? Once again, this is SlickBlast RapCast, as we'll have on Uncle Herm, J Dilla's uncle. We'll be chopping it up, and there goes the man with the plan. All right, and all right, there he is. Yo, man, what's going on? Hope all is well. Scorpio 189, Gem Fam, and I had to. I'm gonna tell Uncle Herm about this one. This one's pretty special. This is where I copped this T-shirt 3 years ago. All right. All right. There you go. There he is.
What's up, man?
What's up, my brother? How are you, man?
Good, man. How are you? Can you see?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm great to have you on. It's been a long time, man.
Yeah, it has been.
Feels like I'll tell you, it feels like 3 years, and it hasn't been that long.
yeah, but yeah, well, I mean, that last year and a half, nobody knows where it went.
That's true.
It drifted as a long time, but then you didn't see people, and it just seemed weird, man. It's just, but I mean, we're still here, so.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So I want to introduce everybody. The man needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce him because that's the right thing to do. Uncle Herm, he's a cornerstone of Detroit and a phenomenal baker as well. He is the man behind Dilla's Delights. He's been doing great things for the community, and he's just a lovable guy. Planet Earth, whether it's the States, the UK, this man is loved everywhere. So let's give a round of applause to Uncle Herm.
Well, thank you. It's weird because it just came about, like, just to know everybody, just representing Dilla, in the beginning didn't know what to expect, or didn't expect what came about. You know what I mean? It was like, dude, damn, this dude was heavy. I mean, and you don't think about it when he's on your mom's couch sleep, or what I mean, just passing through, or you going over to their crib, and and then to find out how legendary he was in the game, in the industry, was crazy, So, especially when you know the industry,
Right.
The industry, and you was like, listen to this dope ass shit, feeling it, not knowing it's somebody that's in the, in the family, it was weird. But
Yeah,
now,
it is.
now as a fan, you know, you get to understand it more, so.
Absolutely, my brother. Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that because, there's going to be a lot of people on. Well, shout out to everybody that's on with us. We appreciate you being on with us because
Yeah,
they're, yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
So,
I'm reading. Yeah, we've been closed whew, since March. We
yeah,
March 12th. You know,
yeah,
we were open March 6th, March 7th. Had huge success. Like I said, came back from uh, a shutdown due to some surgery I had, and then opened back up with a bang. We were rolling. January, February 20 was probably our best months, period, throughout the
wow,
5 years that we were open. And then
yeah,
March hit, and it was just like, boom. We had 30, 40 people like 3 times in that little 450 square foot spot. I think we had a class from Valparaiso like the 6th of March, and then we had a couple of other tours. So it kind of worried me. I was like, damn, pandemic
yeah,
just started, and we were in 450 square feet with 35, 40 people. I'm standing on, there's no room in there, you know.
right.
So he was just thinking like, damn, I hope nobody from, you know, that little group. But it turned out fine, you know. Everybody was great. So
Yeah, that's great news, Herm. Yeah,
yeah,
and so I had to show you this real quick, man. Well, so this because this brings back good memories with you and I, and
yeah.
shout out to Yuri as well, man, the homeboy, as he's a part of your family.
Use a great employee. Great podcast, Aesthetic Sound Waves. Um, if you don't know, check it out because the dude got some samples. If you guys need samples, this dude got something that's like, it's what you
Yes,
need. And
yeah,
it's
he's
not, he's got 78s and reel to reels and rare stuff, So I just appreciate getting that knowledge. I see my man Salah Vision, uh, Soul of the Brush. What's up? That's my man from Atlanta. Uh,
salute,
I
salute.
missed you. I missed him the last time I was in Atlanta, but I'm gonna hook up when I go back. So always
Most
back and forth. My two oldest are there. Uh, and Lara Gamble. What's up, baby? Love you. Sound Sommelier. Anyway, okay.
nice. I
So,
love it.
how's the wife, man?
Thank you for asking, brother. She's good, man. She's good.
Yeah,
Um, also had a little, little health scare, but she's doing good now. She's doing
okay,
good, thank
cool.
God.
I
So
mean, y'all
thank you.
can always come in or call or, what I mean? It's a pleasure having y'all, the whole Chicago crew, though, Oh,
Absolutely.
God. I mean, it's weird. Just the connections, Um, and started off with the Lupus walks, you know,
Yes.
back in 2008, 2009.
Right.
And just collectively started visiting, started meeting people and having friends. And man, that Chicago crew I miss people every time I come, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't see everybody, no matter how long I stay. So
Right. And that's the beauty of it, man. You try to make your rounds as best as you can because I know you and Yuri are doing your thing. And shout out to the homie Yuri, as you mentioned. He's a
yeah,
good
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
He's a
Yuri,
good brother. Aesthetic
he
Sound Waves. Shout out
got
to him.
class, you know,
Yeah.
because he definitely knows his stuff about the music and uh, to learn something from a younger person about
Right.
music before my time. Uh, it just builds for interesting conversations, uh, uh, and brings a lot to the Dilla's Delights team, you know,
Abs
uh, not,
absolutely.
not just for the music, but making the donuts and putting the product out there. Like I say, we got new merch out. Hey,
Yes.
uh, Layla shouting out to Yuri also. She knows
Oh,
he's a good guy. So yeah, we got shirts and coffee mugs, and we got some nice ladies stuff coming in about 2 weeks. I'm trying to get them to send me some mock-up pictures of it. I really don't want to take pre-orders, but I want to show the ladies what I got for them, because the shirts that we just popped back out with are the black shirts. Like I say, it's to come back in black. It's the respect thing. It's the I lost a lot of my black people. You know what I mean?
yes,
Last year and a half, we lost so many people in hip hop. Uh, uh,
yes.
that was instrumental in the building the game together. So we had to come back in black. So let me grab one real
Oh, yeah,
quick.
yeah. Bust it out, man. Once again, this is SlickBlast RapCast. I am
Yeah,
nostalgic, and this is the
absolutely,
homie,
absolutely. And like I
Uncle
said,
Herm.
we got them all packaged up. Okay, let me turn them up the right way.
I love it.
Back,
We love it.
all packaged up, ready to go. Got coffee cups, all boxed up, ready to go. Um, and just trying to get back into the game. We are making the donuts. Um, we are merging. Well, we're making donuts over at Rising Stars Academy,
Okay.
which is a school for challenged adults. Um, and it's a pleasure over there trying to. We're working on some things, so we're putting the product back out there slowly, making sure it's perfected. It wanted to be exactly like the last time you came in the shop. Uh, and when you're moving from one place to another and picking up different, uh, say, employees and people learning your techniques, it takes a minute, and we don't want to get out there until it's perfect and exactly like it was. But we are working on it. We're in there today. We'll be back in there day after tomorrow. Uh, and something will be coming about going into grocery stores, looking to do some pop-ups, definitely talking to some friends in Chicago about coming
Yes.
to a pop-up. Shout out to all. I don't want to start naming names in Chicago
Oh,
because,
it's cool.
oh my God, I'm gonna leave something out. And it's like though, but it just goes back to the Lupus walk from 2008, you know,
Right.
and just the friends that I met there and I stay connected with, you know, and uh, like I said, we're gonna be looking to do something in Chicago. We come there often. Uh,
Yes.
Lara says Brooklyn wants a pop up.
Hmm.
I want to be everywhere. You
That's
know,
right. Like, where's Waldo?
you know, uh, and it's hard. That's what makes it so hard when you
Yeah.
represent Dilla, because you know everywhere you go, people they, they just they want to touch me as a part of Dilla. Sometimes I say he took my identity. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'm Dilla's uncle now. I'm no longer Herman.
Right.
I mean, I wasn't Uncle Herm. Uh, I was his uncle, and I
Right.
was Herm. But until I met Phife and my man Dylan from Dylan Maurer down in Atlanta, uh,
Yes.
they kind of phrased and capped Uncle Herm. You know what I mean? So
Really.
so it was crazy because Phife basically stopped the concert at the Tabernacle.
Okay.
First day he met me, he had a flyer. I gave him a flyer for the first Lupus walk that was in Atlanta, and Rasta Root took me backstage to meet him. You know,
Wow.
and things like that. And it was crazy because like that was kind of my introduction to everybody, and to meet somebody as powerful as Phife the first day that you're like out there. I'm out
Wow.
there in the Tabernacle passing out flyers for a Lupus walk, and Rasta Root uh, took me in there to meet Phife, and I'm sitting in the balcony like it's crazy because I'm in this atmosphere and I'm with all these VIPs like 15, 20 minutes after passing out flyers in the front of the building. And Phife was, starting to show. And he stopped the music and he pulled that flyer out of his pocket. And he said, y'all need to come to this Lupus walk. And that was 2006, October. So
wow.
That relationship built, and the brother always checked up on Dilla's daughters,
Yes.
the Delights, which that's what Dilla's Delight stands for, Terminae and Jemiah,
That's right.
So everybody always asks me, how's the girls, but, what can we do? Well, if you're serious, DM me. I'll give you that cash app. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
Right.
how we can do that. Me,
Yes.
I'm fine. My Dukes is fine. You ain't got to give us nothing but those daughters. You know what I mean? Those are the delights. So if
Yes.
you do want to contribute to Dilla, like I say, you helping us by buying the merch, but when you want to get personal, he's got 2 daughters. Like I say, I got that cash app. DM me, Uncle _ Herm, and you can shoot them $5, $10,
Yes.
$3. You know what I mean?
That's
So,
right.
but we're not gonna go into a campaign. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I have
Absolutely.
gave that information to a few people in the industry and the artists. You feel generous and you want to help his daughters. You know what I mean? Go directly to them. You don't have to come through me or my Dukes or Illa J or what I mean. Uh, uh, we are their people, but
That's right.
they're grown ladies now. They're 20 and 21, man.
Yeah. That's
No,
crazy. That's
they
crazy.
great kids, both of them. Trying to thrive with school. School got interrupted a little bit for them, but they're getting back on track now. So, uh, I'm connected with them, and I have to stay connected with them. So,
Yes.
but yeah, man.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, didn't want to get into it like a campaign, but I'm appreciating um, the help from Rising Stars Academy. So, since we really haven't gotten started, I mean, they are. You got to look them up, and instead of buying a donut right now, you can donate $3 to a Rising Stars Academy. You know what I mean? Great nonprofit. You guys got to look them up. Like I say, they're really helping the community of the special needs and challenges with their academy. And I just felt that that was the right thing to do, to go into that instead of trying to grab up some money, do a brick and mortar, work my ass 16, 20 hours a day again. Uh,
Right.
I have to thank the pandemic, you know, for personally giving me rest. I hate the pandemic for what it's done to my community uh, and my the music community, but
Yeah.
it did kind of save me, man. I don't know. I was like working too much and grinding too. I mean, you saw me, you know.
Yes. I
Uh,
know.
you come in the shop, I'm like zooming through to go do something else. I'm doing deliveries. I'm making donuts. I'm
Yep.
trying, move the product. I'm trying to make sure that I'm approachable to people, you know, and like that's one of the things that it's hard to balance because
It is.
representing Dilla as a recluse, you have to. That's my girl from Florida. Hey, Aja.
Shout
Um,
out. Shout
yeah,
out.
definitely. Um, Representing him as a recluse, you have to carry yourself, in that manner. Uh,
Yes.
a lot of things that I done, I can't do. A lot of things that I used to say, I can't say. I got a
Right.
microscope on me. You know what I mean? And I'm
Yep.
representing Dilla. And like I say, him being a recluse and knowing a million people, that's some hell of a balance. You know,
So,
stay back and not, you know, but be appreciated. and be connected with those people. So I'm still learning from Dilla
Yes.
on how to handle people in public and still do my thing and still represent him and the girls, you know. So
Absolutely.
it's still a challenge to me, and I want to travel. You know what I mean? It's time for me to, you know,
Yeah. Gotta breathe. You gotta breathe a little
right
bit.
for this situation. I wouldn't say this kid necessarily, because he brought me into the culture. You know, shout out to Minister Server and all my folks uh, who basically helped me start the um, the Lupus walks. Started on the air down at RFG down in
Okay.
you know, we were just sitting around talking about all the events that was going after Dilla passed away, and we were just like, well, why don't we just do a whole day? You know, we discussed that on the air, and you know, we talked about it, and then we made it happen. You know,
That's right.
myself, Dia, Brother Vino, Trey Parlay, you know, we had a good crew down there at 89.3 down in Atlanta. You know, I was a volunteer, but you know, like I say, I came down there in my 50s, you know, and I learned to work the boards. I learned you know, the protocols of community radio and what it brought uh, to the hip hop community and how it made the hip hop down in Atlanta. You know, the Dungeon Crew and you know all those guys, man. That station is like was like the hub, you know, of so many things going on down there. So I was glad to be a part of it, and I was glad that they basically launched the movement. I would call it a movement because Jay, I didn't know he was almost a cult figure when I stepped
Yes.
into the realm of, you know, of representing him. So I'm still like kind of sometimes I'm thrown back, you know. I'm a little more comfortable now, you know.
That's
So,
good.
but yeah, man,
Definitely.
just, you know, I'm blessed
That's
to be here and doing what I do, you know.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And once again, we thank everybody for being on with us as there's a lot of heads on, and that's great. Well, we appreciate the support. Uncle Herm is, as you know, we're family at this point. I met
Oh,
Herm, my wife and I met Herm and Yuri and the fam in 2018. So I wanted to show you this, man. This is near dear to my heart because
hey,
this is um
it's what the shirt was in.
the shirt was in this shirt. And then
Yeah, and if you turn around to Dilla's Delights,
yeah,
all of those were actually the foundation shirts,
right.
uh, you know, originally, and they were in like black and a couple other colors, but they made the gray ones, only the gray ones were made for Dilla's Delights, and then
Right.
that's we put the logo on the back of the neck, and that's like a standard now on you know, we make sure that you see us coming and going, you know. You see that Dilla's Delights on the back of the neck, you know. It's like, hey, hey, you know. So that's what's going to be so good about these, uh, the new ladies, little pastel colors and things like that. That I
Okay.
have, you know, after the black, you know,
Right.
come out with the black, you like I say, and then the next step is to let's do something for the ladies, and it's special because it's got our new little logo on it, so everybody's gonna love that, you know.
Definitely.
Uh,
Definitely.
so you know, we're stepping in the right direction with the merch to build up some things uh, and where we want to go. Like I say, I want to do some traveling, knocking off some things on the bucket list. You know,
Yes.
I ain't a
Absolutely.
spring chicken. Oh, I'm not even a middle-aged chicken no more. So,
Come on, man. You're still young, man. Come on
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
You're
yeah,
still young.
yeah. Well,
So yeah, Herm, so yeah, it was as everybody knows, when they visited Dilla's Delights, Herm is just a great storyteller. And by the way, Herm is an MLB guy. You're a baseball fanatic, and I
oh,
learned that.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Get actually going to visit Fenway Park for the first time this year. Uh,
Wow.
since I was a kid, just want to go see the Green Monster, touch it, lean up against it, but yeah, I mean, it's just one of my loves and one of my thing. I played baseball a lot in until my 40, late 40s, mid 40s, which you know a lot of uh, things. It's like a throwback from the Negro leagues, you know.
Right.
Um, when I started playing in a couple of leagues in Detroit area, uh, like in the early '70s, I was only a kid, and some of the guys were in their 50s, 60s still playing ball that played in the Negro leagues.
Wow.
So, to spend that time and hear the stories and actually play competitively with some of these guys that was in their 50s that were really competitive and still good. And you see why Satchel Paige and all those guys were playing into their middle age because we just built like that. It's
That's right.
just you know, uh,
Built like
and
brick houses. Built
it,
like brick houses, man.
it is, but I mean, and it brings about that string of youth also. So you know, uh,
So as Herm mentioned, Herm mentioned a couple of minutes ago, in terms of he's not doing a campaign, but guess what? We got to show love. If you are a genuine Dilla fan, like you say you are, then Herm just broke everything down. And what I'll do on my behalf is when the show's done, I'll post everything. I'll tag you. I'll tag us, and I'll make sure we get the proper information for anybody that wants to donate
right.
to these special foundations. As again, Herm knows this. I love hip hop so much. I love the culture, and we have to preserve this culture and keep it going. And for the
Yeah,
youth,
absolutely,
for the
absolutely.
next generation, and not to mention the donut shop as well. We're gonna
Yeah.
do everything in our power to
Well,
keep you guys going.
we're looking into uh, and thinking about another brick and mortar. But like I say, it took a lot to get that spot open in downtown Detroit.
Right.
A lot of hurdles, a lot of obstacles, uh, uh, and but we done it, and we represented Jay, and that was a place that people will come from all over the world. It was just an amazing thing to do and be a part of. Uh, but the work putting it in
Yes.
continuously. I mean, it's no different than the grinds that everybody out there and the people that's on here with us, the grinds that we're going through. Uh,
Absolutely.
I'm empathetic to the struggles of artists. I mean, as you can see, all my artist friends are joining in. I'm trying to keep up and read up, but like I
Yeah.
said, as y'all can see, the glasses are glaring. I'm
Ha 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 ha.
trying to find my groove. I had to turn my light down. Uh, up here messing with my decks, going through a bunch of music. I'm into the what do they call it? The rescue. Everybody's rescuing pets. Well, I rescue these guys. Where are we at? These
Oh
guys.
wow.
Rescue a lot of these guys,
Ha
and
ha 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 ha.
it takes a lot of time to rescue them, clean them, put them in sleeves, put them in.
Beautiful.
These are the 45s that I'm working on. You know what I mean? Uh,
Some gems right there, man. Some gems. I
it's
can tell
yeah,
already.
and then trying to get the donuts going back up, messing with the 12 inches, the vinyls, digging. It's a lot to do that you kids got me into. You
That's
know
right.
what I mean? Uh, like I say, y'all just I blame Dilla, but I turned him out on donuts. In return, he turned me out on hip hop. You know what I mean? Uh,
What a beautiful exchange, huh? What a
it's
beautiful
a
exchange.
beautiful change. Like I say, I was a little late coming on board. It just kind of freaked me out. I was talking to Minister Server about that when I was in Atlanta. And shout out to him because he had the first father and grandfather hip hop tribute on Father's Day.
Very
Uh,
dope.
I was at my daughter's and my son's house in Atlanta, so I was able to to come and join that. Shout out to AJ Armand Jackson, who's the father of my godson, who is Dilla Premier Wonder Jackson. Last name is really Jackson. That's his dad. So AJ on the buttons. Y'all shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Probably the best engineer that's out there. I mean, I'm a little biased, because I know him, but he's dope ass engineer. You got to check him out.
Okay, definitely.
Down in Atlanta, he's worked with some of the top names in the business. So, and orchestrated the original Dilla Day, the first Dilla Day that was called Dilla Day in the A in Atlanta, 2009. The lineup on there was ridiculous. I think we did a show with 25 artists. Did it in like 3 hours. Everybody had to send AJ, instrumentals of their joint, and we let them do 3 minutes on a Dilla joint, on a Dilla beat. So everybody had like 6-7 minutes that was on that show, but they rotated them off. I think we pulled Mike Flo up off the in from the crowd. We see Mike Flo. We we pulled Great Scott up on the stage. Had a couple of fellas lift up his wheelchair, put it on the stage, let him rock. So it ended up being about 25, 27, 28 folks at the original Dilla Day. And that was the show for the adults. So that's what I'm saying. When you want to do a Dilla Day, you got to do a Dilla Day.
That's right.
Not a show that starts at 7 p.m. We did the Lupus walk at 8:30. We did a barbecue. After that, we did a kids camp in which we had all the producers and bring their equipment from Atlanta down to the bench. We had the bench at that time, and taught the kids to use instruments and production. DJ, we had DJ, we had DJ, we had Quick, and
oh wow, DJ Quick.
We had b-boy lessons. We had Minister Server and Rexzilla did the hip hop 101 class. So it was a full day, and we christened Young Dilla, and that is his government name. So we christened him that day also. So probably that was a full day, 6-7 o'clock. We told the parents, okay, get the kids out of here. Finna do some grown folks shit, and we rocked that show with 25 to 30 artists.
Wow.
That performed that night, and Illa J was the headliner, and we gave Illa J whatever time he needed, naturally.
That's right.
45 minutes, and he rocked it, So that's how the original Dilla Day was, and that's what Dilla Day should be. Not just a show that everybody shows up for at night. We need to teach the babies. We need to fight the lupus and TTP, the diseases that took him away from us, and just represent him in a positive manner as we do in the shows, People shouting out to him, and they getting those great reviews because they did a couple of Dilla covers, and they, he rocked for them and they rocking him, but at the same time, you know what I mean? If you're gonna rock him and get those cheers on stage, then say something to those girls. You know what I mean? When you in Detroit, you ain't gotta holler at Uncle Herm, but you know what I mean? Do like Phife. Hey, Uncle Herm, I want to see the girls. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. They were kids then, so I would have to call their mom. Hey, Phife want to see the girls, or bring her, come up to Melodies and Memories. When we did the video, that was Phife's man. Phife wasn't going to do the video.
Really?
And shout out to everybody in Chicago that came, Coney Rock and his crew. They came and did the Dear Dilla video.
Oh, yes.
Phife was like, I got to see them girls. You know, the girls got to be in the video.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he's, you know, that was just one of the things that, you know, that I respected about that brother, because him and it's weird. I'm 16 years later, I'm still uncomfortable saying Dilla. It was James and John, you know.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, it's just the way that our house was, you know.
Yeah.
You know, in my mom's house. You come to my mom's house, it's just James. You know,
Right.
no matter where you've been around the country, you just got back from, you know, overseas, and that's James, you know. And we had to keep it like that. You know, we don't, you know, you don't have the big head coming into my mom's house, you know. Nobody's a star coming into me, except my mom.
That's right. That's right.
She's the star, you know. So.
Herm, I had to ask, I'm curious, how was Dilla as a youngin? Like, was he a bashful dude, or was he energetic? Was he bashful? What was his demeanor?
Bashful, but totally recluse.
Hmm.
Totally. I mean, 8, 9, 10 years old, grown ass man persona.
Okay.
You know, with
That's
the rest
dope.
of the kids, you know what I mean? Quiet.
Right.
Didn't talk a lot, but didn't take shit from the rest of the kids. You know what I mean? They knew. Just a dope kid. That's my man Mex Dub.
Okay.
My man from Belgium.
Shout out to Mixed Dub.
Yeah, he did the first. Did a great film with me called Cinevis Surgis. Mex Dub. He'll put it up there. But
Okay.
he did a dope film.
Sounds dope.
Before the donut shop opened, they came over from Belgium, and they came to the apartment, and it was dope, you know.
Wow.
Just a dope little situation. Yeah, there you go.
There he is. All right.
So everybody look up that Resurgence Cinemas. That was
All right.
the first video, and it was filmed in Belgium. You know,
Wow.
first.
That's super dope.
And then we saw it second. So
super dope. You see that?
Glad to see you too, bro. I'm trying to move closer to the to my iPad, because you know I can't see worth shit. And but I'm good.
He's saying hello man, I'm glad to see you too, he says.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm glad that you're getting some hits over the water and stuff now on the podcast. So that
definitely,
you know, that's how we scratch each other's back, you know.
Absolutely, my brother.
Yeah, but Dilla was just, you know, that's all he wanted to do was music. You know, it's not like, okay, I want to be this, I want to be that, or I'm playing with the kid. No, it's like, I mean, 8, 9, 10 years old, he read every album cover in my mother's house.
Wow.
I mean, would basically peel, and my mother, I mean, that's probably why he kept his albums and stuff in such good shape, because my mother destroyed hers, because album covers for art. So all the albums was stacked and scratched, and you've seen them. You've seen the Rescues. You know,
I like that you can say
12-inch Rescues are you would make you it's like you know, it's like when you're littering and the commercial with the Indian crying, you know. when I see vinyl being abused,
oh Lord,
oh my God,
it's like an insult. It just hurts you, right? It hurts your feelings.
Yeah, you know. In fact, I got a crate right here that you got to have gloves on. Like,
oh Lord, have mercy. Look at that.
It's like,
oh my God.
And the crate is older than me, a lot older than me. So I found those crates. There's like from the early 1900s.
Wow.
I put like 150 albums in one crate, and I got
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
You could pick them up, and they wired, They're like from the early 1900s. They're like
That
white
is
and steel. And oh man, I love those things, But yeah, I keep those. You gotta have gloves on to going out.
absolutely. Man, Herm dropping vintage gems in the background. The rescues, as you can mention, super
Huh?
dope, man. Super dope with the rescues as you describe them. I love how you describe
Oh
them.
yeah,
The rescue.
absolutely. But that's the way. That's what the music does to you. It does some crazy shit. Uh, you know,
It's medicine.
I was down in Atlanta uh, for Father's Day that weekend, and went to me and D. I went to a thing with Tupac's birthday Friday night. My girl Dia,
Okay.
a pretty dope Dia. So anybody wants to know, oh, hey Vina. So
Shout out to
yeah,
Vina.
Vina, one of my customers from the donut shop.
Very cool.
Yeah, beautiful young lady.
Very cool.
On a regular check. It didn't even have to have a donut, but would do her walk and come and check on us. So appreciate you, my dear. Miss you. But where was I? We talking about
The vinyl, a little bit of the vinyls, the rescues.
yeah. It's Tupac's birthday,
Yes.
and this is a lesson, not just a Dilla lesson. It's a Wu-Tang lesson. Protect your neck.
Ooh.
So I was in one of my digging spots that I don't tell people about because I'm really stingy that way. And the one spot I go to, I actually got a sealed, paid in full that I told my grandson he better not, his grandson better not open it. You know what I mean?
Did you say paid in full? A sealed paid in full?
I got a sealed Marley. Oh, let me grab it.
Oh, you gotta bust them out, man.
Let me
Uncle Herm is gonna go get some vinyl, some vintage classic vinyl, and he mentioned paid in full. I did my trademark this when I get excited. I kind of rub my head.
to show people this. Yeah. So
Wow.
this is a sealed paid in full.
Oh my Lord, have mercy. Look at that.
And I was like,
Wow.
yeah, I gotta have that. And then I got
Wow.
sealed Marley with the Rasta album.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I want to bust this open so bad and put it on my deck. I got to get another one so I can.
Right. Get a double.
I just want to hear clean, fresh on this Rasta album. I got to hear it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I want to hear how it sounds on my decks. But what I found on Tupac's birthday was this Bobby Caldwell.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
That everybody says that was Dilla's beat. Like I say, I wasn't allowed in y'all world at that time. But
Wow.
and it's so clean. It's ridiculous. I think it was the only one online that I found.
Okay.
That was on Discogs, maybe.
Okay, Discogs. I was going to mention that too. I was going to ask you that. You read my mind.
Yeah. But like I said, when my grandson found out that he was inheriting my record collection, my kids are AARP kids, so your grandson's the only one.
Right.
And now he wants me to. Oh, Grandpa, you gotta put in the condition of the sleeves and all. I was like, okay, that's your job now. I'm lazy. When I get something, I tag it in. But it's Dilla's Delights. It's my Discogs.
That's right.
So
super dope.
Like I say, I was trading. I used to have little digging sessions coming over to the house. But I ain't letting nothing go no more. And then I was like, I had a couple of friends like, why'd you even invite us over to dig? If like every time I touch something, he's like, no, not that. No, put that back.
I can only imagine, Herm. I can only imagine you. No.
No, you can't get no, you can't bite out one. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's
But it's
hilarious.
cool. Like I say, I've been doing this shit since way before, you know,
Right.
the hip hop surge. You know, I didn't want to let go of vinyl in the '80s. You know, when the CDs was out, it was just like, no. I was like one of those heads that was just like, and I end up buying a lot of CDs, like with the kids.
Of course. Of
CD players
course.
and buying cards with CD players, but at first I was just like, no, this is like like the I was the vinyl Karen. I mean the CD Karen.
Final Karen.
I'm not accepting that.
That's so funny.
But
Well, speaking of which, Herm, how do you like the resurgence of cassettes and vinyl coming back to
oh
fruition?
man,
How do
it's amazing. I mean, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Like you want to take credit for it because, like you say, I knew. See, I told you. I told you.
Yeah, I was
But
there. I was
you
there.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing because it's the purest of sound. Like
Yes.
I say, you know, me and Yuri fucking with reel to reels and 78s, and you know, like I say, collecting these old 45s and finding gems. You know, I'm buying like the guys selling 45s. I was like, how much for the crate? You know, let me
Mm,
take the time to go through them. I don't want to, man. You know, and you find gems like that. You know,
yeah,
you know,
super dope.
and,
Man,
and listen to them and taking the time to listen to them and taking the time to you know, just understand why this music is going through your body and through this iPad and through this and connecting with people in Belgium and in the same realm of this young lady from the donut shop that works around the corner. You know
right.
what I mean? We're all intertwined.
Yes, and that's well said, brother. Yeah, we're well intertwined, as you said, well said, and we're connected, man. We're just it's a universal language, right?
Yeah.
It's a
And
beautiful thing.
basically through this thing, I'm the snares, you're the hi-hats. You know what I mean?
That's
And
right.
it's a blended beat uh, of something, you know. Um, so I mean that's what he brought to the table for me, and that's I'm still evaluating and I'm still assessing what's happening to me, you know.
Right.
Years and years later, um, good family, good. I'm blessed to have my brothers and sisters. There's six of us, you know.
Yes. God
I'm
bless.
the oldest, and it's three boys and three girls, and we're all trying to get over there to be with her. Uh, you know, because her youngest brother Al, who's probably was the closest to Dilla, you know,
Okay.
um, and basically made Dilla uh, take shit apart and put it back together. You know,
Mm.
yeah, like
Wow.
I don't want to give away too much because my man's coming out with a book on some of the stuff. Dan Charnas, who is one of the music professors at Tisch NYU. Uh,
Wow.
you guys got to check him out. He's a
Shout out to him.
good friend of the family. He's doing a book on Dilla's real justice because
Wow.
it's from the inside, you know.
Wow.
So this ain't speculation. This is
Reality.
this is the real deal.
Yeah, the
So
real. Yeah.
yeah, I love this guy. He's book the book will be finishing up real soon. You know, he's just making sure that everybody in the family gets a read of it, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah.
The blessing, right? As long as your
I might
family.
reach it a little too soon, but I need him to have a promo, and I need it to be on the bestseller list. So there it is. Dan, I'm throwing it out there. We need to push that. You're in New York. You should be on the bestseller list. Point blank.
Shout out to Dan, as we will
Yeah,
be. I will be purchasing the book, and definitely I'll be in tune with
yeah,
that, Herm, for sure. So thank you
yeah,
for bringing that up to everybody. We appreciate
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Just dropped
But
another
like I say,
gem.
you know, it's so much speculation out there, and everybody's hearing different stories, And when it gets from Detroit to Amsterdam, it's a whole new, different damn story. You know what I
Right.
mean? His name ain't even James Yancey by the time it gets over there. Or you know what I'm saying? Those
Yeah.
stories change, but so it's good to have something from the fam. You know what I mean?
Official.
And something ordained and stamped by us. You know, so uh, it's a pleasure, man. It's just a pleasure to share this with your forum. You know.
Definitely, my man, and it's a pleasure having you on, man. This is a treat for myself, everybody that's on SlickBlast RapCast. And again, man, Herm has been family. Like I said, I met you in 2018. You and Yuri and the fam that was present there, and we talked for what, hours.
Oh yeah,
And
you came in the shop. Yeah.
yeah, it was a genuine conversation. You were just a good dude, man, and we brought our dog Mila, and you were like, "Hey,
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
her in
yeah.
too."
And
So
we've had people that come in and stayed for hours.
yes,
You know, and that was, you know how small that was in that, and
mm-hmm,
people don't realize that we didn't make the donuts there. We made the donuts at another bakery at
mm,
Avalon, the bakery
yes,
that I started working at in 1997. Um, that once my space was taken away from me, that's a whole nother thing that we're going to go into with some literary stuff. Uh,
gotcha.
but when the space was taken away from me, uh, my friend Jackie Victor from Avalon offered to space Herm, come over here and make the donuts. So people don't realize for 5 years, I was making the donuts at another spot, bringing them downtown at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning before I opened the doors. So,
Wow.
you know what I mean? That's how my days end up being 16, 20-hour days. Because we did
Yes.
everything from scratch. We did everything by hand. We had no machines. We cut every donut and still cut every donut by hand. And
Wow.
like I said, we'd just come and just work and sleep for a couple of hours. And this went on for 4 or 5 years. Like I
It
said,
did.
we transported the donuts every day, every morning. So our next brick and mortar will have to be a one-stop shop. I can't do
Right.
that again. So that's why we didn't go back into the downtown spot. And people say, hey, why don't you just stay downtown? Downtown is coming back. It's good. Eventually, yeah, it's going to come back.
Of
We got three
course.
hotels right near the shop. Something's going to thrive on that corner eventually. The ballpark's right around the corner. But I can't work 16, 20 hours a day at my
Mm,
age anymore, you
right.
know?
Right.
And hate to keep saying that, because people, yeah, well,
Hey,
I ain't
man, you're
getting
being
that.
transparent. You're being honest and real. So that's what I like. That's real, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So um, I gotta have qualified people. So it's gonna be hiring some top quality, experienced people, to run the place and do the things and put it in there. You know, and it's unfortunate because, like I said, my kids and my family, a lot of them already had careers and lives and families
Right.
when this was started. You can't ask people to drop their lives and come, you know, even though it's sacred, even though it's something that hip hop uh, uh, accepts and hugs and holds. Um, you can't expect your family to just drop what they're doing and come for the cause. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Like I say, especially
Absolutely.
after you got lives and family, I can see if everybody's 18, you know, uh, like the prominent families do, and the kids are 17, 18, 19, they're all in the business, they're working in the stores, they're doing it, but when the business doesn't start until uh, you're late, just to mention, man, I became a baker here. Oh, Max, good. You
And
going to be making
Brussels.
donuts? Good. Coming over there to make donuts.
There you go. That's right. Collabo, baby. Do a
Yeah,
collabo.
definitely. Definitely going to visit Mex in Belgium the first chance I get. They actually, man, they scared me. They brought like paintings. They showed me guys doing murals with my face on it in Belgium.
Wow, really?
Oh shit! You know,
How cool is that? That's super cool, man.
ugly face on something in Belgium, but you know what I mean. It was just, you know, it's eye opening. You know,
Yes.
and it just is. It's eye opening.
That's humbling, man. That's beautiful. That
You
people
tell me
respect you
well, like I
in
said,
that sense.
originally you couldn't. I had no idea what I was getting into. You know, my thing was to, uh, yeah, definitely gonna come and do some donuts, man. Um, my thing was to represent and do Lupus Walk for my nephew originally. Now,
Right.
in the back of my mind, because I gave him donuts as a toddler that I made, naturally I was like, I'm gonna open a donut shop for this kid. But
Yes.
that was 2006. We opened a donut shop in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
10 years after he passed away.
Right.
So originally it was just represent him for the Lupus walks. You know, uh, don't want to go into the profit thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and then again at the same time, a lot of his constituents and a lot of people in the industry had deep pockets. They had plenty of time to open a donut shop with all the bells and whistles. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You
Mm-hmm.
know, I
I
opened up
know.
on I scraped my paychecks from Avalon and money from friends and family to get the donut shop open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
So
worked hard.
yeah, yeah. So it takes a lot. Had no idea what did I was gonna did this kid was this powerful in the industry. You know what I mean? It's like wow. Now it's a different game. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
big
Oh,
time.
different game. You know. Oh,
And
now I'm a huge fan. You know. So it's when somebody flips when you've changed somebody's diapers and you become a head. You know what I
yep.
mean? And I'm not talking about a fan. Like, oh, Dilla's music. Oh, yeah, that's right. Did he do this? No, I'm talking about, 3 seconds
Yeah.
into the beat. Oh, fucking Dilla beat. Never heard it before, but I know it's a Dilla beat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know you're ahead then. You know you have this sickness. You have this illness,
Yeah.
that, you know, that he brought about to you. That's such a pleasurable illness,
Yes.
but it's something that I don't. It's hard to describe. Even though you've been in the music game, you can sit down and talk with some of his constituents but nobody understands this shit. You know what I mean? You sit down and talk to Questlove, and he's just like, yeah, you talking music and you know music, and how did Dilla? Well, and it's like this guy scratching his head, just drummers scratching his head on
Right.
this guy that was doing something on a drum machine,
Hmm.
you know, and so being in that family and being around that kid, it was just crazy, man. It was just, now is he still exists in our realm on a
Right.
daily basis. You know, it's like when something's astray or something ain't right or we're going through something, I as well as I do my mom who passed away in 2000. It's like,
God
hey,
rest her soul. God rest her soul.
yeah, I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on? I'm talking to this kid like, hey man, I'm doing the best I can,
That's right.
whatever. You know what I mean?
Um, absolutely, Herm. Herm, so I remember Yuri. This was 3 years ago. Yuri's like, "Hey, man, Madlib's gonna be in town." He
Yeah,
he told he told me that on the low. He's like, you should come through.
Yeah.
At the time, I was doing my beer deliveries and I was doing my route, and I said, my brother, I regret that I couldn't just leave and go. I really wanted to be there. I wanted to ask you, how was Madlib, man? Hanging out with you guys real quick, because he had a special bond with Dilla, and they were,
Otis is special.
Yeah.
I first met Otis in Dilla's basement in the studio.
Wow.
In the studio, I was home. I was actually living in South Carolina. Right, it was like 2001.
Okay.
Right before Dilla moved to California.
Right.
And I came home. Me and my sister. She was running some errands. My sister Clarice was running some errands for James. And I went down the basement, and it was just like my dude Otis met. Talked for a minute. And James was not always talking about music with family. He really didn't, and so we didn't return the conversation and ask who you working with and who is it. If he asking about my daughter, his cousin, then we just get into the family discussion.
Of course.
Blah blah. This is my boy Otis. Boom. I leave. Next time I met Otis was at the A3C, and I mean we had known each other, but I met at the A3C in Atlanta. And we were kicking it, me and my youngest son, Herman Jr. We did it back. My oldest son's not named after me. We were backstage, so everybody's smoking. Reunion with Madlib. And we're kicking, we're talking, and we're laughing and stuff. So, it's time to blaze up, And I kind of started backing out the room, And he was like, hey, where you going? I was like, well, even though my son's in his 40s, I was like, me and my son don't smoke together. You know what I mean? He smoke, I smoke. We never have sat down and passed joints together.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's
respecting. It's a respecting.
It's just a thing we do.
Okay.
We don't do. So,
right.
So Otis was like, oh man, come on. And I think his father had passed away. So he was like, I wish I had smoked with my dad, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I understand. And I'm still like, and then this mug, and I almost said ML, said, do it for Dilla. And I was like, you motherfucker. You had to play the Dilla card. So,
yeah, you knew that was coming.
So that was a milestone because that was the first time that me and my youngest son and Madlib smoked together.
Wow.
I mean? So
that's pretty dope.
I did it for Dilla. I did it for Madlib, and we've celebrated a couple of times since, but on a regular, no,
Gotcha.
I go to my son's house. I might be on the back porch smoking. He's in his house, in his room or whatever, but we don't fellowship together.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And then it was the shop. And when they was coming to town, Egon called me and said, we're going to make it through. And, they came through and blessed the shop. That's all, and it wasn't about my goal at the shop, that I want everybody all of his constituents, that if you were working a joint or doing a concert in the city, come work the counter for an hour.
Right.
You know what I mean? You ain't got to don't send us no money. You ain't got to drop no advertisement. You ain't got to, you ain't got to do none of that shit. Just come work the counter for an hour.
Wow.
Let somebody come in and be shocked. I had no idea. And I ain't going to throw no names out. But,
okay.
That's
cool.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping for. And we had people come through. DMX came through. Daryl.
Wow.
Came, he kicked it with LC. I wasn't there. We kicked it with LC. Made sure he took a picture and put it. I respected that. I was like, and that's why we didn't want to make it that type of place when you come in and you see Uncle Herm with taking pictures with everybody. You know,
Right.
I didn't
Yeah.
want I didn't want that type. When you came in, you seen things and things that I liked, things that Jay liked. You know, there was baseball pictures, there was music pictures, there was tribute to Jay, you
Right.
know, different things like that. But there was no, you know, every time a celebrity came in,
Yeah.
you know, it was a picture. And I reposted the picture of me and Madlib in the front of the shop. But when you came in the shop, you didn't see pictures of me or Jay and somebody all over the place. We didn't
That's
want that type of feel, you know, that, hey, we're bragging, this is what this is, and stuff like that. And it's not necessarily bragging, you know what I mean? Because
no, not at all.
I go to places in the Bay and other places that have, and I like it there. You
Right.
know what I mean? I go
Yeah.
there and I'll stand and watch, even go to Sylvia's or something in New York. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
I'll see all the pictures and I'm loving it, but it just didn't feel right in my joint. You know what I mean? And I hate to say my joint, in Dilla's joint, because
Right.
that was I, you know, I work for him still, so
Yeah.
I'll settle up with him when I
It's
get up there about
right.
that shit, working my ass into a fist, you know. But at least I'm enjoying my work. So
Absolutely. And it's crazy. So just so you know, Herm, SlickBlast RapCast, because Madlib and MF Doom, you know, Mad Villainy,
yeah,
um, that's we named the show after a lyric of MF Doom and the song Accordion that Madlib produced.
uh,
So tell you, man, if I could ever get Madlib on this show, because he's a busy man and I know that, if I could ever
yeah,
get him on this show, even if it's 25 minutes, that
yeah,
would be a blessing in
yeah.
disguise.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
sure that real recognize real. You know what I mean?
right.
And they'll come full circle, and you know Chicago's opening back up, and you know we're gonna be visiting. I mean, but you got some dope folks that from Chicago that I met that's not even in Chicago. You know
Right.
what I mean? Just all over the place, man. You know.
Yeah, man.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, they're coming back. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
You know.
Little by
Uh,
little, slowly but surely.
you know, you expect to see Kanye back in the town in a minute, you know,
Definitely.
getting his head
Definitely.
together and shit like that. You know,
Right.
uh, I mean, you know, naturally, I don't know if Luda comes back uh, uh, or whatever, but
Right.
I know Four Eyes loves this city of Chicago, and he's down there in Atlanta. And shout out to him and Senor Chaos on the Ultra Beast. They're doing their thing on the Ultra Beast. So just dope friends of mine in Atlanta, man. Atlanta uh, taught me about Dilla, you know.
That's
Like I
interesting.
said, I was there when he passed away, and I was locked in with all the hip hop heads there, and uh, they took me under their wings, man. I mean, and it was so crazy that, like I say, that night I met Phife and Dylan Maurer.
Right.
It's like it just snowballed. Next thing you know, Super Dave West is in the picture, and then
Oh, yeah.
here's Ponce, and then here's Diamond D, and it's
Whew.
like all these cats that I know of because I'm listening, but I'm
Yes.
not accepted into that realm of at the beginning. You know what I mean? Because my kids, these are my kids. This is my kids' avenue, and this is my
Yes.
kids' venue and my kids' stage. You can't like if Jay was DJing or if my kids went to go to St. Andrews, it was like Dad dropped us off around the corner. Or you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know, it's like don't embarrass us, Dad. You know, you want to see what's going on. You know, and like I say, by me knowing the music, I couldn't throw it out there and it's like, hey, let me in your world. You know, hey,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I just had to like sit back and like I done this shit before you guys were born, and I want to watch. You know what I
Young
mean?
whippersnappers, you young
Yeah,
whippersnapper.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, but, I had to give them their respect. And, like I say, and now it's like my kids don't know who I am. It's like, you're not the same person.
Right.
It's like, no, your cousin, turned me out on this shit. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And that's been a blessing ever since. I mean,
oh,
it's been great.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because I'm a liaison between the ages now. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? I'm telling people my age and older, these kids ain't that bad. You know what I mean? You guys got to understand. You guys got to sit and talk to them. You got to
Yeah.
see what they're about. You got to know that their baggy pants are our bell bottoms. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just a change. It's just
Yeah.
it's something that you may not, and you're still not going to agree with it. I mean, your generation is all hung up on these skinny jeans and these, just saying.
Oh
You
man.
you going at
Yeah.
them, but
Yeah.
they got issues with these 16-year-olds and their fashion and their dress. These
Yeah.
these these 21 and 22-year-olds who your generation has issues with.
Yeah.
They have issues with the kids coming up behind them. So
Right.
it's never going to change, is what
Yeah.
I'm
It's a
saying.
revolving door.
You know
It's
what I mean?
yeah.
Some of us are going to accept what's going on and some aren't. Some are going to buy into it, some aren't. Some people, I would say, like me, elders, are going to grasp and try to understand as much as I can from your culture. I hear Master Rock say, I love my skinny jeans. I'm sure you do. I'm not saying, you know, but,
So
but, but the generation above him doesn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I'm 3 generations above that, and I understand it, and I
yes.
get it.
Yeah.
I may not fashion it and rock them,
Yeah.
but I get it, and I accept this person from the neck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. I go past that, and we have to go past that. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was quite homophobic as a kid, as a young man, but evolving and knowing people and having gay and lesbian friends and family,
Yeah.
you evolve and you change and you don't get stuck on your old ways. And I'm not going to accept that.
You're gonna
You know what I mean?
evolve. Evolve. Absolutely.
Growing up with my kids, I'm only 17 years older than my daughter. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So we grew up together. You know, uh, I have to accept what's going on. I have to learn from, I'm learning from kids 17, 18 years old, and when
Right.
I first started 15 years ago on my uh, venue to represent Dilla, I had 15, 16-year-old kids who knew more about hip hop than me. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
Mm.
So I had to be humble about coming into your realm,
Right.
in your world. You know what I
Yep.
mean? I had
Yep.
to step in and say, hey, you know, um, I'm new to this, which I wasn't, because
Right.
your hip hop came from my jazz and my rock and my R&B and my, uh, you know, uh, so I wasn't new to it. In fact, I used to sit down and would know samples. And people's like, oh, how the fuck do you know that? It's
Yeah.
like, I hear it. I played it 30 years ago. You
You
know?
were there. You were
Yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Physically,
But
you were there.
and if especially if you're a music head, you know, people. Some people are music heads that love music and have music. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Some people have albums. They have music. They have CDs. They have nice sound systems in their cars, and they're not music heads.
Right.
You know,
There's a difference.
It's a
Yeah.
difference. It's a
Yeah.
difference in being ahead, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in back in the 70s. I got my check on Friday. After I went and got my weed, the next stop was to the record store, you know.
Bam.
And I got a lot of tips. I got a lot, but that wasn't digging then. We was buying our shit brand fucking new. Everything was sealed. Everything was sealed. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Original.
Everything was sealed.
Yeah.
Friday, you get your check, boom, boom. You go get your vine. $3.99. I probably got 6 every 2 weeks, maybe 6, 7 new records, and that's how shit stay sealed, because God knows how many I didn't open. You know,
Right.
that I don't know what happened to them. They disappeared. You know, and I went to Army. I blame Dilla too a lot, because I asked my mom when I came out of the Army and I went home. I was like, Mom, where's all my records? Oh, James and Earl was up there. And I was like, fuck, motherfucking stuck my shit. But I was good. I mean, it was cool, because
Yeah.
if he did get some of my vinyl, which I'm sure he did,
Yeah.
then he put it to really good use. You know.
And you know what he was doing when he stole your vinyl or borrowed it upstairs? He was becoming a genius that we all know and appreciate now and love.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
We didn't know that. I mean,
Right. Of course.
I mean, somebody knew.
Somebody knew.
Somebody knew.
Somebody.
Because,
Absolutely.
Because they naturally, Amp Fiddler knew, you know.
Oh, yes.
When Amp Fiddler got
dope producer. He's a dope producer, by the way. Yeah, underrated.
Yeah, I remember. Well, and then his peeps, Motown peeps,
Yes.
along with Fife's, not Fife's, along with Proof's folks, that was in Proof's folks, Amp Fiddler folks, Questlove folks, Dilla's folks were all in the music game before them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Some of the kids, and it got sparingly, because look how many kids are in those families. You know what I mean?
A lot of them.
Cousins, how many nephews, how many, and those one kids, like I said, now there could be more. Naturally, there's cousins, because QD is a first cousin of Dilla. You know what I mean? So there's the rarities in there. You know what I mean? That you know that's gonna be that kid. You know, because Dilla didn't want a job. You know, his father would bring Ford applications home, and that's like lay them around.
He just put it to the side. Put it to the side.
No, Dilla had one job other than music, and that was a police cadet.
Really?
Really? A police cadet.
That's a fun fact.
And then to drop that FTP, you know, but that was a whole other incident.
Whole another ball game.
Yeah, it was a reason. He was a grown ass man, and you know, they disrespected his house, his home.
Right.
You know, and that's where that FTP came from.
Wow.
It wasn't about, you know, anything else. The lyrics go into everything that happened. You know what I mean? But the incident was disrespecting him in his own house. You know?
Wow.
So, anyway.
Wow.
I just, you know, like I say, I don't talk Dilla with a lot of people, but your family, you know.
Means a lot.
You know, it means a lot.
I appreciate that.
JD is so legendary. From welcome to B Mart.
Okay, welcome to B Mart. Shout out to you, brother, for being on. And Master Rock, too. Master Rock is, I went to high school with Master Rock, the guy that was talking about skinny jeans. Yeah, he's a little jokester. He's a good guy, though.
Chicago guy?
Chicago guy, yeah, Master Rock. Thelma's son, another Chicago people's Stace Face was on. We got a lot of Chicago peeps in the building.
I'm gonna try to go through a few. So there's Sean Doe, there's Professor Pickle,
Sean Doe, yes.
There's Siobhan Coleman, Naturally Radius, DJ Moppy, Arazia, shit. Like I say, I think of people. Allison Glenn. It's a wonderful Chicago young lady, about 6'5". And I took a picture and we looked so good together.
Nice.
I'm like 5'3", and she's like 6'5". Oh my God. So and like I say, naturally my boy Four Eyes from Chicago.
Shout out to Four Eyes.
Vino, they work with me down in Atlanta. Vino's in Texas now, via Arizona. He's moving all over the place. Like I said, Rita J. Rita J's been a good friend for years, man.
Oh, yeah.
Just go, like I say, everybody, if I miss some of my Chicago folks, shout me out, you know. Yeah, there goes Sean Doe. That's my
There we go, yeah.
My dude, man.
Shout out to Sean, man. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. Good dude.
He's gonna bring me in there. We're gonna do some heavy stuff. Now that stuff's clearing up. I can't even get up 94 to Chicago right now because we got pockets of 94 that's closed in Detroit. Flooding. That's flooded, yeah. And water's still there. Well, they got it out and then it rained some more today. So I don't know what the hell's going on, you know. But shout out to you, my brother, Sean Doe. You know I love you, man. I'm gonna be to Chicago and we gonna kick it and do some stuff, you know. So
shout out to Sean Doe.
The very first Dilla walk that I did, this dude, I'm gonna post this picture though. Sean Doe walks, turns. This is why I had been to Chicago a lot.
Yeah.
This is my first time, like for the Lupus walk from Atlanta. Most of my trips from Chicago in the early days, see the Bulls. I actually went to school with the Iceman, George Gervin. So when he got traded to Chicago, I met him there in Chicago because we were both pissed off at the Spurs for dumping him into Chicago.
Yeah, wow, George Gervin. You went to high school with George Gervin, the Iceman.
Yeah. I mean, well, I
super dope.
Made ice sculptures for him. I made a trophy for him out of ice. You know, because I'm a chef. I'm not just a donut maker.
That's right.
Sculptures was one of my things. You know, but yeah, man, I met him in Chicago. I met him at that game, that first game that he got traded to, that Bulls game.
Wow.
And so I would come back and forth to Chicago, not to see George, but doing little stuff that I shouldn't have been doing in Chicago.
Right.
Detroit. But that's your getaway. That's your 4-hour getaway.
Of course.
So don't let me catch you in Detroit. Anyway, so this Sean Doe turns this corner with this fucking shirt on, like the whole shirt was like Dilla's face, like, and Sean Doe ain't a little guy, and then I swear to God, I took a picture of it. I got it. I had sent it to Radius one day. I was like, this was my first sight of the Dilla Lupus, the Lupus walk. Yeah, I see you. You know it's true. He walked in there. The whole shirt was Dilla, the face. And I remember that in my sleep to this day,
That's dope.
And like I say, that was just my folks, man. And every Lupus walk that we done, we fellowshipped, we went and ate, and we did the walk, and we did something. Like when I went to Raleigh, the whole crew, the M1 platoon, Cooley High, Arafat, Carlita Duran, with her beautiful voice. We went to the Goodwill. We did the Lupus walk. we went to the secondhand store and shopped. Like all of us, the whole M1 platoon,
That's
my
dope.
crew, my son, and a couple other people that rode from Atlanta to Raleigh with me for that walk. We went to the secondhand store. We did shopping, and then we went and ate. And we did the same thing in Chicago, and we did the same thing in Atlanta, and we did the same thing in Detroit, and LA. We had 3 Lupus walks in LA. The only drawback in LA, it was hundreds of people.
I can imagine.
I mean, it was good. I'm not saying that it was the only drawback was that I didn't get a chance to remember and fellowship with everybody. Like in Chicago, it was only 30, 40 people. I probably connected with most of those people still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I believe it.
Atlanta, 30 or 40 people. All of those people I stay connected with. You know what I mean? And same thing with Raleigh, and same thing. But like I say, I lost a lot of people from those walks, So a lot of those people that came to those walks had lupus, and they came up and walked up to me, and they was like, oh, I'm here. I love your nephew, but I have lupus also. And, some of those people were sick, and some, didn't make it, and some did. And I regret that I didn't connect with those people because, you know what I mean? Those are some of the people that I don't want to put Nostalgic and Sean Doe and those guys to the side. But that was the reason I was there. I was glad to meet you guys, but the reason I was there was the people that were suffering the way James was suffering. You know what I mean? If I could get those people to come out to the Lupus walks, then that's what it was all about, but you guys were the messengers, and like I say, we still, man, Professor Pickle, I love that dude, man. I love that dude. Whenever I go, I mean, like I said, we lost a lot of people, man. My techno people, I lost Mike Huckabee,
Oh man,
who
another legend.
Oh my God, man.
Yep.
That dude, and I fell in love with the techno music. So I'm like, after the hip hop and all of this, and I'm a jazz guy, and I was a rock guy back in the early 60s, early 70s. You know what I'm saying? For me to come home in 2010, 2011, I came from the Bay. Because when I left Atlanta, I went up to the Bay. And then I came back. I said I'd never come back. I never moved back to Detroit. Once I got to the Bay, I was like, I'm never leaving the Bay.
Right.
And I didn't stay long as I wanted to in the Bay. But I did. I stayed for a little while. Came back home and, started working on this donut shop thing, and I just never thought that I'd be back home, but I came home. And then I just started grinding,
full circle, right? Everything comes full circle, as they say.
Everything came full circle, man. And I'm blessed to be talking to you about it, and
likewise, my brother.
And to your and to your listeners and your viewers, I guess. Now, see, I'm so used when I was doing the radio, the listeners, we saying the listeners and the listeners.
So no, and I like that you mentioned that because I'm trying to do it on. I want to eventually do an audio thing just like this, but audio as well at the same time.
What's up? Hey, I saw your post. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Piece of honey.
Lady out of New York. I was really inspirational post from you today, dear. I absorbed that, so
very cool.
I had to let her know that when she
shout out. Definitely. As Sean Doe, and it's funny because Sean Doe, you read my mind. Those donuts are phenomenal. So whoever hasn't had the pleasure to try Dilla's Delights donuts, y'all got to try them the next time because they are super good.
Well, like I say,
organic.
we're back in the draw. We're back at the drawing table on that. We decided that I actually started sampling the donuts on the radio down in Atlanta, and
That's
I would make
cool.
it. I had a roommate, Carolyn Grady. I was staying at her house. She had rented. I rented a room at her house, and I was
Okay.
making donuts in her kitchen and taking them down to the radio station on Wednesday nights, and started off with the Fantastic Fritters. So
Mm.
that was like 2007, 2008,
Wow.
something like that.
Okay.
And so the donuts didn't really come to life until 2016. So I
Right.
was working on the recipes and things like that from there, and just sparingly, you know, doing things and figuring it out, you know. So yeah, things take time, man, and things come full circle, you know.
Yes. You can't rush perfection. You can't rush greatness. So
Well,
we were blessed to be a
yeah,
part
we
of
use
that.
organic flour. We just if I'm representing somebody who died of a blood immune disease, I can't make a donut. They go see that's my man Vino Vino Burton. So that's the Chicago dude, man.
Okay.
Uh,
Shout out to Vino Burton. Shout out to you,
Vino is
brother.
from Chicago. He's in Texas right now. I hate to
Okay.
give you a location, but Vino is one of the originators, like I say, of the original Dilla Day that started on the radio at 89.3 in Atlanta. It was the
Okay.
discussion between me, Vino, Trey Carlay, and Dia, Pretty Dope Dia, that we were
Nice.
discussing all the events that people were throwing when Dilla passed away. And I was doing the Lupus walks, and we said, let's just make it a whole day. So that's how we created Dilla Day in the A. It's still some video online of Dilla Day in the A of the kids uh, operating the drum machines and the DJ, DJ Majestic, DJ Ace. Um, I'm forgetting a few people, but they'll come to my mind
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
as I'm working on it. But most of the Atlanta artists that was down there with me, uh, that was on that first bill of that show, it was Dylan, it was Star, it was Lyric Jones, Naturally Four Eyes, Black Tex. We brought Eddie Meeks in, uh, like I say, Mike Flo, uh, shit, Rita J. I'm sure was there. Uh, if she wasn't on the show, uh, I had the pleasure of being out, and if somebody was on that show, chime in and let me know because I'm old of age.
You're doing good, man. You're doing
I'm
good
just,
so far.
I forget, and a lot of people was on that show. Like I say, Ella J was the headliner, uh, and I'm trying to remember everybody that was on there. Like I say, AJ was the DJ and the technician that ran everything and got all the music together. I'm sure Roster Root was there. A lot of people was there visiting. I had to, like I say, I had the pleasure of watching part of the show with Jairobi. So even though
Wow.
even that Jairobi didn't rock the stage, Jairobi was a huge part of the Atlanta hip hop scene, and we fellowship together and watched part of that show. So I was glad to have him a part of the audience, so Jairobi can attest to what a dope show that was, you know.
And
Uh, and me and Miss Dia we emceed that and rocked the stage, cracked our little jokes, and introduced people in between every act, and we pulled that shit off in 3.5 hours
wow,
with
that's
the flow.
impressive.
So because of the experience and of AJ on the buttons that engineered that show, he made that shit happen like that. Because he's like, Herm, I need I need everybody's beat from their joint and what they're gonna do on that Dilla beat. So like I say, we gave everybody 6 minutes. 6 to 7
Ooh,
minutes.
6 minutes.
25 to 30 people, 6 to 7 minutes, and pull that shit off and rolled with it. You know what I mean?
That's impressive.
But the thing was that was the end of a long day. We started at 8 o'clock that morning at the
Ooh,
Lupus Walk. So
that's early. That's a long day.
This was 2 o'clock in the morning when we was
Mm,
wrapping that shit up. You know,
damn.
but we started off with the Lupus Walk, went straight over to the barbecue, went straight over to the kids camp, went straight into christening Lil Dilla, and then straight into the show. You know,
Wow. That's
and
amazing.
my Dukes hit the door. So it was no bullshit about that. That was when I told my man, I was like, we're gonna do the joint here. But my sister's taking the door.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean?
That's right.
This is Dilla Day. This is my Dukes. This is her door.
Shout
You
out to
know?
my
So,
Dukes.
so
Yep.
everybody, the mission was like $15, but if you came to the Lupus Walk, it was a $5 cover. So that was
Okay.
the whole deal. So if you got your ass up at 8 o'clock and came to that Lupus Walk, it only cost you $5 to get into that show that had
Right.
25 Atlanta indie artists.
Priceless. That's priceless.
So
Yeah.
if we're gonna do it, if we're gonna get back into the pandemic, after pandemic, and we're gonna get back into the Dilla Day, I say we involved. And when I say we, I'm talking to the people out there who throw the Dilla Day events. Do something for the kids that day.
Yeah.
Don't just rock a show that night. If you're gonna rock a show that night, you better have something for the kids the next day.
The
From
youth.
that door,
That's
from
right.
that bar, or from
I
that,
agree.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some instruments, like my sister says, like my Duke says, get some instruments. Put some, the schools ain't giving them out. So
That's right.
you can go to the pawn shop and get a couple of trumpets and some gear. These kids smart enough, if they can take their PlayStation apart and put it back together, because they die,
They do surgery on it.
You can go get a fucking mixer from the damn pawn shop and give it to them. Hey, put this together. If you can make this work, I might bring you a deck next week. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
I mean, actual facts.
Things are waiting for the kids, man.
Yeah.
So
and Herm, I'm sorry. It's funny that you mentioned you mentioned Diamond D earlier, and then you mentioned Jerobi. It's funny because
right.
my wife and I attended our first live show in 2 years, or it felt like 2 years because of the pandemic. They were here in Chicago, man, and it was pretty nice.
That's what, I think Yuri mentioned that to me.
Man.
Yeah, Jerobi, man. Jerobi's
he's a good dude.
Good dude, man.
Wow.
One of the best. Jerobi's actually that night at the Tabernacle was the first when Rastaru grabbed me I'm passing out flyers, and Rastaru walks past me. He's like, and Rastaru is the most polite stand-up guy ever. I'm just gonna put it out there like that.
Wow.
The guy, I have never seen him smoke weed or curse or anything like that. And to be in the hip hop game, the respect for that guy is enormous. So I was a bit obnoxious to him when he came up to me, and because I'm passing out flyers in front of the Tabernacle,
right?
And this guy's wearing like 15 hats. He's got like a clipboard. He's letting people in the gate, like the bus and the tours. It was a Tribe Called Quest and the Eardrum Tour. Talib Kweli Eardrum.
Yes, Talib Kweli, the album. Yes, Eardrum.
So it's 2006. I'm in the Tabernacle, passing out flyers for the Lupus Walk the next day, and Rasta Roots comes up to you, says, "Are you really Dilla's uncle?" So I feel bad now because, like I say, he's such a nice guy. I was an ass. I was like, would I be out here passing out flyers in front of a Tribe concert if I wasn't Dilla's uncle? What a dickhead, But like I said, I thought he was gonna tell me I can't stand here. You know,
Oh, that's why you had your guard up.
I was being a dick because I thought he was fixing to evict me from my spot because I was like 20 paces from the front door of the tabernacle, you
Right.
know, and 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 in between Dylan Maurer. So you gotta listen to it. Go to Dylan's page. Dope. Him and Peyton Locke, you know, was just the dopest duo ever. Rest in peace, Peyton Locke. I missed you, my boy, my man.
Rest in peace.
So Dylan walked past and I seen him with a donut, little white kid with a donut shirt on. I was like, hey, and it's crazy that I called this kid. I'm in Atlanta. You know how many beautiful women are walking past me and shit like that?
I already know.
Flyers, and I see a little white boy with a donut shirt on. This has to be Dilla intervention. So I say, hey, come here. You need to be at this Lupus walk. And I show him the flyer, and the kid says, are you really Dilla's uncle? Are you really Dilla's uncle? And I was like, yeah, I'm Uncle Herm. This kid starts shaking and sweating, and he grabbed my hand, and he's bowing. And I was like, dude, I snatched my hand. What the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, your nephew was a god. I was like, you can't go around calling people fucking gods.
Right.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You gotta see this, at this point, I'm representing Dilla. I mean, this is 2006. I'm not ahead yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you're still not there yet. Yeah, you're still not there.
Still not there. I'm gathering information. You know, and like I said, I met this kid first, and he started pumping this shit into me. You know, and introducing me to Super Dave West. You know, and you got to meet P. In fact, when Dylan, I called him a Dillologist.
Dillologist.
He was like, oh, you think, he's like, you give me, I was like, you know everything about Dilla. I'm appreciating you telling me about my nephew and teaching me. And he's playing this music. And I'm going like, oh, that's Smokey Robinson, blah, blah, blah. He's like, how do you know that sample? I was like, I heard it. He's like, I just know it. It probably came from my fucking album, you know? But, you know, so this kid's giving me all this information and teaching me about Dilla. And it was just ironic that, like I say, when he went past, I was just like, oh, yeah, he's my friend to this day. I call him on a regular. He calls me. When I go to Atlanta, I go see Dylan. But anyway, he introduced me. He called me probably 2-3 months after we started hanging out and seeing each other. He's like, Herm, I got to talk. He's like, what? He was like, Diamond D's on my couch sleep. You know,
what?
Yeah, because J Miles and Diamond D, I think, was doing some shit. And Dylan was rooming with J Miles. And he said, Diamond D, I was like, and Diamond D was like, about 3-something then, you know. I was
wow.
Like, you better fucking have some food ready when he wakes up. Yeah. And I hadn't officially met Diamond D. I'd seen pictures of him and seen him, but
another good guy, another good brother, by the way, too.
Now that I've met him and wonderful dude, man.
Yeah, he is
healthy now. Lost a lot of weight. Looks
he
good.
Did.
Brothers, eating right and stuff like that. But that was just so funny that, like I say, Dylan was like that. But going back to Roster who took me back there, and Jairobi was the first person he passed me off to. And it was basically a pass off because
I like it.
He was in front letting people, had a clipboard, had the radio. He's talking to somebody fucking backstage with the radio on, got a clipboard. He's letting the bus in, into the gate, close the gate back, and then takes me backstage, passes me off to Jairobi. So Jairobi takes me around, introduces me to Tip, introduces me to to Muhammad,
freaking legends.
Just crazy. And all of a sudden, this little motherfucker mean mugging me, like squeaking through the crowd. like he weasels, and I see somebody coming, and I was like, this motherfucker look high as hell. And he walks up and he's creeping and he gets close to me and he's staring at me. We fucking 5 feet, eye to eye. And he's mean mugging me. And I'm like, this motherfucker fucked up, you know?
Right.
He stops and he rolls his hands up and down me like a metal detector. I swear to God. I'm standing there and Phife is rolling his hand. Hadn't even spoke yet.
Okay.
And he's like, running his hands up like he's a fucking Geiger counter, a metal detector.
Like he's a...
And he hugged me. And he says, "Bam." That's the first thing. He just hugged me and says, "Bam." And we talk. He's like, "We'll talk later," blah, blah, blah. I gave him the flyer. He folded the flyer and put it in his pocket. And you know, I'm out here passing out flyers. I didn't see flyers get thrown on the ground. I didn't see flyers get balled up. You know, I didn't want to go inside backstage when roster room because I'm finna to do my Detroit thing and I'm finna hit the windshields. You know,
right.
When everybody goes into the concert, I'm
hit it and quit it.
And I'm gone.
Yeah. Hit it and quit it.
For the Lupus walk. But he talked me into coming in. And like I said, I'm sitting there in the balcony, uncomfortable because I'm around VIPs. Puffy's down on the stage, sitting on a speaker.
Really?
We're in Atlanta, so.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Boom. Tribe Called Quest. Boom, boom, boom. Puffy's sitting on the stage. He didn't have a seat in the VIP. He's sitting on the stage on a speaker. Phife, they start rocking. Got Find My Way. Phife stops the fucking show. He turns around, and when he turns around and says, "Stop the music," who's fucking on the music? Roster Root. This guy who's outside, running around, directing traffic and all kinds of shit, he's DJing.
Wow.
Like,
the jack of all trades.
I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's all over.
Is he human?
That's why he's the mayor of Atlanta, or MJQ, or whatever you want to call it. I love you, Roster Root. Anyway, he's on stage. Phife turns around, stop the music. I had met this guy an hour ago, and he hadn't said 10 words to me. And he pulls this fucking paper, this flyer that I'm going to send you that flyer.
Okay.
I didn't even know how to work on the computer.
Wow.
It took me probably 3 weeks to make one little flyer. And he pulls this out of his pocket and he says, "There's a Lupus walk tomorrow at Piedmont Park." And Phife read the shit, blah, blah, blah. Dilla's uncle. And he pointed, he's Uncle Herm is up there. That's where the phrase, that was the first time I heard Uncle Herm.
That's so cool.
He turned around and pointed up to the balcony and says, "Uncle Herm, Dilla's uncle, is the Lupus walk." He says, "I'll be there."
Wow. So that's where it all started.
So after the show, Phife says, "I'll be there in spirit. We're leaving early in the morning, but I just want to stir up the crowd and get them out there."
And that he did. And that he did.
And that was it. And like I say, that dude was my friend to the day. He died the day before my birthday. I woke up on my birthday to find out that Phife had passed away on March 23rd. And it's crazy. I mean, so many fucking stories. It's ridiculous because back in 2010, when I was in the Bay, me and my boy says, "Let's go to the Rock the Bells in Maryland."
Wow.
I go to Rock the Bells in Maryland. She's like, "Let's get general admission. Let's get general admission." Because I want to see Immortal Technique, Tribe Called Quest.
Right.
All of them on that bill, you know. So we get in line, we get tickets. We're walking, let's go back to the car. Let's get our gear. Let's twist them up. Let's blaze up before we go inside. And We walking back to the car, and a golf cart pulls up, and it's fucking Gyrobi and Phife on the golf cart.
Oh, wow.
It's 2010, and he says, "Uncle Herm, jump on." And I'm like, "Well, me and my boy, we're gonna go inside. We good." He was like, "Get on." He can meet us on the inside. Now notice we are going for general admission because
Yeah.
we want to be average people.
Yeah,
And
support.
hang out and,
Right.
and chase girls and smoke weed and watch
Right.
the show.
That's
So
right.
they pull up. They got me on the golf cart. And I said, Keith, K Funk, I'll meet you inside. Go inside. By that time, we all laminated up. We got fucking beyond. We got all access. We got this. I'm like,
Man,
this is not what we came. So
what a treat.
That's when Phife gave me that shirt. You see the shirt that was hanging with all the signatures? That was 2010.
Wow. Are you serious?
We were backstage at the picnic tables, and Snoop was the headliner because I got a chance to sit on stage at the picnic tables when Snoop was doing his joint, the main show tonight. It was dope as fuck.
It sounds like it was. Wow.
Yeah. So Phife gave me the shirt. It was an extra large. So some superstar all of a sudden wanted an extra large shirt. If I was like, Phife was like, Uncle Harvey turned around. I was like, fuck that. I ain't giving this shirt up.
Hell yeah.
I don't give a fuck who wants it. I'm keeping it. I took that shirt home. I kept it. I put it in a plastic bag. That was 2010.
Yes.
Phife died 2017, right?
16, I think, or 17. Okay.
Yeah, because we opened the shop in May of 16, and he died in 17. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I had that shirt in a plastic bag the whole time. I even had to go get that shirt that was in a little luggage case that I left at this chick's house that I wasn't dating on.
Oh.
I was like, she was like, yeah.
You were not like the police.
I left a bag. I had a few other things in the bag, but the Phife shirt was in that bag.
Yes.
That was on my mind.
The main thing.
That was on my mind.
Yeah.
And, but this was long before he passed away. So when he passed away, I brought that Phife shirt to the shop, and I thought about it. And I didn't do anything with it, so I took it to the memorial with me at the Apollo. So when me and Mike went to Apollo, I took the shirt with me, and when I got there, the ceremony and all that and everybody, and I just thought it was too cheesy to bring that shirt out at the Apollo.
Right.
You got Chappelle there, you got Busta Rhymes there, you got D'Angelo, everybody.
Legends.
Kanye's sitting to the left of me. You know what I mean? He got up on stage and done his thing. Much respect to you, Kanye, because he definitely showed up to Phife's memorial and talked and done his thing. And, there's some issues there, but I was on your side that day, Kanye, just to let you know.
That's
so
cool.
Anyway, I just felt it was too cheesy to have people sign that shirt there. Because, again, in my mind, I was like, what about the fans? So I was like, boom, took that shirt back to the shop.
Wow.
Everybody anybody and everybody that came in that shop signed that Phife shirt.
Including me. I was one of the blessed ones.
I would say thousands of signatures on the front and back of that shirt. That shirt, The only time that shirt got worn, I wore it to the Smithsonian when they inducted the MPC and the Moog, because Phife would have been there.
That's so beautiful, man.
That's the only time that shirt got worn.
Wow.
And when I brought
I'm getting goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps right now. Just you saying it.
And I got pictures of it standing next to the Moog, me and my Dukes with that Phife shirt on. The only time that shirt was on, well, I let a girl put it on and take pictures in the shop because it was her birthday. So
Okay.
I can't
That was
remember the
nice.
name, but I got a picture of that too. So,
Okay.
but the only time it was wore outside the shop, I wore it to the Smithsonian. And um, when I came back, I decided that that shirt had to go to either D, his wife, who was sitting next to me, sitting next to Phife when he gave me that shirt. So his wife was there in Maryland at the Rock the Bells when he gave me that white shirt. So D knows that that shirt is the original
Yeah.
that he gave me. So I gave it back to Roster Root. I was like, give it to Miss Taylor, his mom, or his wife D. So one
Good.
of them have the shirt now. When I
That's
went to
good.
I gave it to Roster Root. I was like,
Wow.
just give it. So the shirt had to go back. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Well, that's nice that you did that.
It hung in the rafters at the shop for 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, and that shirt got pulled down and signed so many times. You know,
Yeah.
and it got dirty. It got. That's one of the reasons too. I wanted to put it in a glass case, but we never did.
Yeah.
You know, the glass like the jerseys. I
Yeah. To
wanted to put
preserve
it.
it. Right.
Yeah, but
Keep
we
it
never
fresh.
did. But like I said, it was getting dirt from the vent and the dust and all that stuff. You know, so it had to go back anyway. It needs to be in their possession anyway, because
You,
they need to just see all those signatures on there. You know.
ladies and gentlemen, Uncle Herm just dropped about 10 verbal gems, and this has been beautiful. I
well,
mean,
well, I
wow.
mean, I wanted to share it. Like I say, uh,
Wow.
you know, like I say, we in Chicago. I mean, you're in Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago folks made the Dear Dilla video happen. Coney Rock and his crew. You
Shout out
know,
to
I
them.
don't remember all the names, but you know, he brought his crew, Roster Root, Phife. You know, shout out to everybody there, man, that made that shit happen, man.
Super dope.
And all of, like I said, you know, it's been a journey. It's been a journey for me, man. Uh, you know, at 66, think, yeah,
God, God
yeah,
bless you,
yeah.
man.
You know,
Still
to
looking good,
still,
man.
well, trying. Your girl Jen uh, was here. She's here in Detroit. She's DJing, doing her techno rock and stuff. But she's via Korea from Chicago. Uh,
Okay.
One of hanging out with Radius and Moppy. That's who I met her from. Uh, so
Gotcha.
she was over. She was over and she was looking at the mug, and she was like, "What the fuck, Uncle Herb? You been in a fight?" And you was like, "You know, who cut you on your face?" I was like, and then I told her about the cancer, and she was like, "Oh fuck, I didn't know." You know, so I'm
Yeah.
just getting used to where I get close. I let people see that, you know, it was cut through here, cut through
Right.
my nose, through my face. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but at first, I I would say a year before I would even do, you know,
Yeah.
after being on video and people taking pictures and all that stuff, people were coming in the shop. You know, you came in, I think, after the surgery. I wouldn't
Yeah.
take pictures with people and I
Right.
was kind of embarrassed and stuff. And now I kind of like it's a battle scar. But I'm
That's
here,
right.
you know. I got one of the, I say I got Michael Jackson before and after. So I'm prepared.
No.
Yeah,
You look good, brother.
yeah.
You look
No, I'm just saying, you know, I
I
got a
know.
whole piece of nose here and a whole my Negro nose here on the side. You know, proud of my heritage side here. So
Right.
yeah. In fact,
Man.
I was so light skinned and white as a baby. Uh, you know, because my grandfather was Irish, but my dad was like, "Oh, I'm glad if you didn't have my nose, I would have been worried." So,
Hey, oh
so
man.
anyway, we're good. We healed up. We're all good and healed. And you know, it's what it is, man. We
Yeah.
just having fun with it. I think we might have went over a little bit on
Well,
time.
you know what? I'm not worried about that, man.
Yeah.
It's been great. It's been a treat.
Oh,
You've
like I say, pop up. We're gonna pop up in Chicago. Like I say, I have my boy Silk there, who wants to talk about a spot. John Shondo has something for me to look at. You
yeah.
know, Shout out to my boy Radius. He's floating around the world. He's somewhere. He's been going around. He's traveling. He's not in the country. One of Chicago's finest. That's one of my birthday buddies. Him and his aunt and all those people. I used to come to Chicago and celebrate my birthday with them. So
very super.
You know,
definitely
coming to Wrigley Fields next after Fenway. You know, I got to get in those original parks. You know
what we'll do? I have an idea. If you come with Yuri, I'll get you guys. We'll go to a Cubs game if you have time.
Okay.
We'll do a Cubs game.
Yeah, well, you and I are going to the Red Sox games. That's why. I mean, it's been a great employee, and that's on my bucket list. So, and he knows Boston well. So, kind of got a tour guide at the same time.
Yes, you do. Yuri knows Boston like the back of his hand. So
yeah. And he's a good kid. He's a good kid, hard worker. So
he is. He's a good brother. He's got a good heart. So
we're gonna roll up into Boston on for the Phillies game. So
nice. That's gonna be a good time. I'm excited for you guys.
Absolutely, man. So
Uncle Herm, man, this has been a blast. This has been a pleasure. Anybody,
you got to come through when you come to the city,
and we will. Trust me, we will, man. God willing.
Chop up a little bit here in the studio.
You know it. I want to see your rescues. I want to see your babies. I want to see the the 12 inches.
I got like I say, not just this one, but let me walk around a little bit.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Of course.
I don't want to take you into. Oh, my light.
You can do that, brother.
You can't.
I want to see some gems.
Get the light out. This is my little. I keep my little stash. Here's some of my rescues back here that I got.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Turntable in every room. So, just some of that stuff that, as you can see, I got shit everywhere. Vinyl covers. Here's one of my rescues here that I want to give to one of the little young DJ producers. I'm gonna have that rain. Rain together in a minute.
Super cool, man.
This is just my little area. These are the daughter's jackets. So those are Dilla's Delights. That's Jeremiah's jacket, and that's Ty Monet's jacket. Like I said, I got their Cash App. So in my little decks here, I play around a little bit. So,
well, okay. I love it, man. I love it.
So we we just trying to keep comfortable, and I like to do more than donuts,
Jack of all trades. Jack of all trades.
On the music, like I say, I got turned out on the hip hop, and then we pick up my paid in full before it gets crushed.
Oh my goodness, man, that is such a freaking classic.
Yeah, man, and it's like, are you serious? When he said, like I said, I got a little spot in Atlanta that I don't tell people about.
Okay.
Because I'm selfish when it comes to digging. I'm selfish. I mean,
it's like the Slum Village song, baby. I'm selfish.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Elzai.
Yes,
man.
One of the greatest right now. One of the best.
Where you at? What you doing? Well, pandemic. I ain't seen nobody in a while, but Elzai is one of them guys who I could be walking down. I think his last time I seen Elzai, I was walking down Woodward or something, going into Varan's or Grand Trunk or something. And it's just like, hey, what's up, Si? So, he's a good dude. Always show love,
He's down to earth. I can tell he's down to earth. I've messaged him a couple of times to salute him. I appreciate his music, and he's like, yeah, man, much love to you. So I would like to have him on eventually here, and I'm sure he'll be down for it in the future.
Yeah. I mean, things, like I say, we're getting back out there. Everybody's getting back out there working. Good to see Dwelle's tour back out. Rasta Roots back out there with Hopefully you out there with them, QD. So
Definitely.
that they crew when they were here they dropped through the shop faithfully. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You know, uh, shop was small, but it was Zilla's museum, and
Yes, absolutely.
everything. Just to let y'all know, everything that was in the shop, as you can see, is hanging up here or downstairs in my test kitchen. I will take you down there into my test kitchen, but it's a little messy right now, and I ain't finna have no company in there, you know. But like I say, most of the stuff that was hanging in the shop on the walls, I didn't want them in boxes or crates, you know. So they're hanging. They're hanging here
Yeah.
now. Now the
Right.
counters, the lights, everything else is in storage. Uh, we're gonna do something with it, you know.
Man.
Trying to go to Japan, so
Ooh.
whenever they open the doors back up,
Yeah,
uh, you
exactly.
know, shout out to DJ Neil Armstrong. Uh, he's over there doing his thing in Japan. He might
Nice.
be in Hawaii right now, but he lives
Okay.
in Japan. So he's doing his thing, trying to get over there and hang out with him, you
That's
know,
dope.
for a few months and do some things. You know, shout out to Blue Star Donuts. Everybody check out Blue Star Donuts in Portland and in LA. They're my fam. There's who I did my donut research with way before I opened the shop.
Okay.
They actually bought the Culinary Institute of Oregon.
Oh my
So we're
goodness.
moving into the Culinary Institute in the fall. It's going to be a big deal. Going to do some music, some donuts, big grand opening. Check out everybody link on the Blue Star Donuts to my girl Jessica. Holla at her and Chef Stephanie. I'll be there in the fall for their grand opening. Whether I'm spinning or making donuts, I'll be there. So
Wow. That's
a
that's
lot of
that's
stuff
good to
coming out.
know.
I'm excited about a lot of stuff that as long as we don't get any setbacks, we know that's a possibility. So
Right.
don't get all giddy about
All crazy, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Slow it
Yeah,
up a little bit.
yeah. I mean, be ready
Yeah.
to go, but at the same time, uh, we don't
Be
understand.
cautious.
Yeah, we don't understand the shit that they're trying to put out in front of us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We know they ain't completely upfront. So take it how you want to take it. You know, absorb that information
You
how
heard
you
it.
need to absorb it, and try to understand it, because there is some diversion there, regardless of what you're seeing, what you believe. Uh, you know what I'm saying? There's some diversion there. I'm not saying they can't be totally transparent now, because there's too much shit that out there that they have to tell us and that we
Right.
know by now. But
Yeah.
there's still some things that,
Oh yeah.
you know. So
Right.
as long as we know that, you know, that when those things come out and the stories come out, uh, you know, Brother Vino. So
Yes,
let me
yes.
say, Brother Vino did the jazz show at 89.3. Dia did the hip hop show. So Vino's show started at 10. The
Okay.
jazz show was from 10 to 12. Every Wednesday night. The hip hop show was from 12 to 3.
3 hours. Okay.
I worked
That's
at
dope.
Marriott. I was working at the hotel and I started at 4:30. Every Wednesday I was at that radio station at 10 for Vino's show, and Vino and I stayed through Dia's show to 3 in the morning. And then Malik Kalam's show was from 3 to 6.
Loyal. Talk
Those were
about loyal.
Yeah, and this is community radio. So we had to actually call Malik on our way home sometime and say, "You left Tupac on. Motherfucker, go back in. Get some button right there.
Just press it.
Tupac. When you're playing Tupac, it's a button. Anyway,
that's so funny.
but you know, like I say, community radio, independent radio, you know, just
Gotta support it.
Support. I mean, you can't. You playing your own agenda. Come on, that's real radio.
Yes.
No payola, no program director, all that bullshit.
Nobody in your ear.
So
Nobody. Yeah.
Vino and I was road dogs. Road dogs the whole time I was in Atlanta. So, like I say, we did the jazz show. So I brought a lot of knowledge to the jazz show, and we take it into the hip hop show. But there was a country and a show before us, so we supporting the station. They came on at 8 to 10. So we always listened to RJ show.
Yeah.
On the way. So we would stop at the gas station, and brothers and sisters would look over like, and they listen to bluegrass and shit. We had some bluegrass, but we supporting who we came on the show after. You know what I mean? And we let them know we on our way to the show. But that's how we done. That's, like I say, community radio. That's how you do it.
Absolutely.
You turn onto that station, different times of the day. You're gonna hear Spanish music. You're gonna hear, you're gonna go into some blues and some other stuff. You're gonna hear commentary. You're gonna hear, news radio. But it's all about, just listening, making sure everybody's covered, and not being just one-sided. Okay, we just got a rock agenda, or we just got a soul agenda, or we just got a hip-hop agenda, You
got to be all around. You got to be versatile.
Because when you only play hip-hop and on the radio, and then you go, where's the fucking hip-hop?
Yeah, exactly.
You said this was a hip-hop. We hear it all the time. They don't really know that they're not playing hip-hop. They think they're playing hip-hop.
But they're not.
We let them have that. We let them have that thought that they're playing the radio stations that think they're hip-hop.
Of course.
Let
them have their fun.
But yet you'll see them at the joints, at the indie joints, at the clubs, learning about what real hip-hop is.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Herm, this has been amazing. This has been a treat. So, by the way, I do want to dedicate my next upcoming show, which will be Thursday. I'm gonna have some Chicago people on. Okay. I want to do. I know that on Instagram you can do a donation thing, so I want to donate to the Lupus Foundation if there is one, option.
The Lupus Foundation of America and the Alliance for Lupus Research are the two that we did walks for, and we were we raised money for them. Okay. When we were doing the lupus walks, what you call it. Now my niece Sean, who helped me start the business and her thing was the Jaywalkers. So she created the Jaywalkers, which was the lupus walk team.
That's super cool.
Okay. We would take, like I say, we raise money for the Lupus Foundation of America, and we raise money for the Alliance for Lupus Research. The reason why we didn't take any money at the time and stuff, because we bought our own T-shirts, and at the time we weren't even supposed to use Dilla's name or image because this, it was like, but they never bothered us, I guess, because, like I say, we were raising money for lupus. And, were you going to come and attack or come and cease and desist us for doing lupus walks?
The right thing.
For what took them away from us?
Exactly.
Yeah. So they never, they stopped my sister, his mom, from using his name and image in the beginning. If you go to Vibe magazine, you'll see the article on the legacy of J Dilla and how how she wasn't able to use his name or image. And as soon as she gave me permission to use for Dilla's Delights.
That's
You
good.
know,
Well,
as
that's
soon as it's
nice.
clear. Because it was originally supposed to be called Uncle Herm's Organic Donuts.
Mm.
Due to
Interesting.
the fact that we weren't supposed to, there was discretion with using his name and image. So
Right.
I wasn't going to throw the business out there to be wrestled around. Like I say, I was willing to take that chance with the Lupus walks because are you going to embarrass yourself and attack us for raising money and awareness for something that took him away from
It took
us?
him away physically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Took off. Yeah, from
and
all of us.
and you're the estate. You're the one who's handling anything that he acquired while he
Mm-hmm.
was alive. So
Yep.
you should
That's
be
true.
glad that we're doing something honorable. You know what I'm
They,
saying?
they should be
Uh,
grateful.
I mean,
Uh,
I didn't get involved with that because, like I say, that's not my business. That's my sister's business. That's his daughter's business. I have to
right.
make a way for myself. I can't go claiming, oh, Dilla was my nephew. I should get this. No, I shouldn't get shit. You know,
Right.
I got respect from James Yancey, as his uncle,
Right.
mad respect. Like, like the type of respect that his peers didn't get, you know,
Yeah.
that I got when he came home. You know what I mean? When him and Proof would pull up as, it's my Uncle Herm. You know what I'm saying? He,
Respect. Yeah.
yeah, So, and him and Proof used to hunt me down in the bakery that I helped open, Avalon, where we did the Dilla video. Him and Proof used to see me in the Eastern Market, and they used to follow me back to Avalon to get them sea salt chocolate chip cookies.
Mm.
And
That sounds good.
they would be waiting outside, come out,
That's
bring them,
so.
and they roll out and stuff like that. So, Midtown Detroit, it was the hub for the hip hop community. Yeah, I mean, uh, you,
Motown, man.
oh man,
Motown. Come on now.
but I'm just saying after they say Motown, but then the the people, the hip hop, underground hip hop indie community after Motown,
Yes.
uh,
Yep.
the Dilla era and after. These are some of the dopest. I mean, you got Royce the 5'9", you got Eminem,
Mm-hmm.
you got
Elzai.
all these names, but you got so much more on these indie artists that's in here. I got to shout out to Super MC. I mean, we're family. Our families grew up together. My sister and people like that, and Jessica Care Moore. And I'm leaving people out, but through those people, you got to come into Detroit. And I'll try to mention different people every time I talk. That's why I don't try to put the names out too much.
I understand.
Somehow I'm talking to you, and it's just I got to get these names. Naturally, you come in, you're going to find Am Fittler. You know what I mean? You want history, come and find Am Fittler. You know what I mean? Naturally, T3's doing his thing
Yes.
with the radio show, and shout out to Coffee. Love you. They're doing their thing. It's just so much music here and so much people. And now that things are opening back up, hopefully people are coming into Detroit and checking us out. Eastern Market every Saturday, 37th Shield Library. Got a shout out to the record shops, so Melodies and Memories, Hello Records, People Records. You know, go to your record shop in Chicago. You know,
Absolutely.
yeah, go see your record shop. Go hang
So
out there. Go buy some vinyl.
they'll
Yeah,
actually buy some stuff. Don't just
yeah,
walk around
yeah,
and window shop all day. I
yeah.
agree.
So,
Yeah,
uh,
so
I'm
Herm,
glad to connect with
go
y'all.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize. I
No,
was
I'm just saying I'm glad I could connect with y'all. I know we got to wrap this up because you know, I'm
This has
upset.
been great. This has been great, man. This has been a pleasure. This has been a blessing. You've been dropping gems this whole segment, and it's
Well,
a blessing.
I'm glad
So
that I got a chance to, get some of it out there, and go back, go to the website. We got that merch up there, Clear Soil Force.
them too.
Vino got out there to Clear Soil Force, Soul Forces. So
Those guys are dope.
those are my kids, man. Here, you just don't know the connection that we have with one of the elders that passed away. How I came home to connect with Clear Soul Voices.
Shout out to them.
Through one of the elders that passed away, and fucking with the edibles, and ran into those kids, and they just became family. I didn't even know that they was doing the music like that until, like I say, I met them on the cannabis tip, and found out how dope they were, and oh man, just a beautiful thing. To
Absolutely
like that. So
talented cats.
yeah.
Hey Herm, anybody you want to shout out before we bounce out and salute everybody?
I can't remember, but like I say, Rising Stars Academy, you can donate $1, $2, $3 to them because they're hosting us, giving us a place to make our donuts, and collaborating with us to get our donuts in the grocery stores, into the different bakeries and cafes and coffee shops. So until we open a new brick and mortar, got to shout out to them for helping us. And also, like I say, we want to give something to the daughters of Dilla's Delights, Ty Monet and Jemiah. DM me, Uncle_Herm, and I'll give you their Cash App, so we'll know that you can send them directly a few bucks. You know what I mean?
That sounds good.
That
sounds good.
It ain't got to be a whole lot, but
It's a thought that counts.
From 10 of y'all will get them to school or to work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't have a lot of things that to constituents that work with Dilla and done things with Dilla have. So putting it out there like that, I try to get them what I can get them.
There you go.
But I ain't got it like that either. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right. Whenever we can, whenever, like you said, whenever you can, we can bless them. And me, man, I will from my heart.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
I'll give you the girls' Cash App.
Definitely.
And be selective on who asks for it, because
of course
I'm not going to put it on social media.
Of course not.
You know what I'm saying?
We're family, bro. Like yeah.
But you ask me, I'll give it to you. That way we know. If you send them something, I know.
Right.
If you're going to ask me for their Cash App, I'm going to expect you to send them something.
Of course.
It's $5, we're good.
Right.
You ain't got to send these girls a knot or
right.
a stack. You ain't got to send them a stack,
Right.
Every little bit helps,
That's
if you're going to buy a rough draft on iTunes, or you're going to buy donuts on iTunes for $25, $30, you can Cash App one of them girls $5.
Exactly.
$10. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So that's what it is.
You heard it. You heard it from the man.
You enjoy. He's feeding the pallets through your ears. Feed his daughters.
Yes.
Let that flow keep going out.
Reciprocate.
He's sending it through your ears to your heart.
That's
Send
right.
it from your heart to your pockets to his daughters. That's all I gotta say.
You heard the man. You heard the class act. Wonderful human being. I love you, my brother.
Girl.
This has been fun, man. So hey, we can do a part 2 whenever you want, and we can talk about some other cool stuff. So
when 94 opens up, we'll probably roll up there.
Okay.
This week next, anyway.
Gotcha.
we still roll up to Bolingbrook a couple times.
Yes. So let me know when you do, and I know Yuri's gonna reach out. We'll communicate. So that way my mom could cook some Puerto Rican food for you guys. All right. We'll have a nice little, little dinner, little lunch.
Please, I couldn't come in until now. I'm sorry, dear. We've been on here. How long we've been on here?
About a good 2 hours. It's been great. It's been great.
We're gonna come back and we're gonna do it. I appreciate every post that you send me, dear. And we connect through Instagram. So she's the one that she's always commenting on something I do, and I'm on there, but I don't comment. Just to let everybody know, I scroll through. I don't comment a lot. I don't, when I have to, I feel I need to, but I'm not like a social media head. I might not be on it for 3 or 4 days. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Different things like that. I'm busy. Love you, dear.
Yeah. Bottom line.
So anyway, let's get out of here. I'm gonna probably fuck with some music for another hour. Before like I say, our slogan is because beats and donuts are made best before sunrise. So get it in. And my girl, the Mighty June Bug, out in Long Beach, she created that slogan.
The candle.
And she created the logo. So she done the logo. She's out there in Long Beach, California, the Mighty June Bug. She makes the candles. She's the one who does the candles with the ODB. And I think she just done some for DMX. So
she's talented.
Girl, Mighty June Bug. Buy a candle from her. Check out her website. Wonderful people. Thanks for letting me put my people out there, man.
You got it, my brother. All day, man. I love you, man. Have a good night.
I'm out. Peace.
All right. Peace.